Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to show you that how to prepare this kind of dashboard. The HR operation dashboard, it contains the many information like years and age group. Also, it contains department, education, gender, and pay type, like employees permanent role or what. So this kind of category you can find also auxiliary gender. There are two things also. One need to mention independent requirement and educational. What kind of degree all employees hold? What is their how much percentage is, so that we can improve further. Let's talk about the department. How many department we have and what kind of requirement means what kind of skills required for the business. Age group. What is age group of our employee? Average age, headcount, number of people hired, hires, how many people terminated, turnover percentage, total number of departments, and here headcount by education, headcount by age range, headcount by contract type, and headcount by contract means job type means permanent or time, and headcount by position. So this kind, if you wanted to create these kind of dashboards, so definitely it's very easy, but just you need to follow few simple steps and you can do that. Let's first we will look into the data. Look into the data first. So we have the data employee ID, first name, last name, everything we here we have, and after that we have a hire date. So what I need to do, we need to take a minimum or maximum date to build the duration of like January, February, March. So we need to build it out. So for this, I build everything. Just I wanted to save time. So this prospect, I prepare everything. I can show you and the give you the this uh, this PBX and below of the portals. You can also download and check it out. So let's talk about date. We have create a variable minimum years. So definitely we year function and minimum. So if you take a minimum, so hard date would be the minimum, max minimum date would be appear, and now calculate the year for that. Same maximum year. So minimum, maximum, we got it finally. Let's talk about the return. So add column. I wanted to add the column so that we can create the table for it, and filter calendar auto, so that we can regret we can add everything in a row level, and year less than minimum, and year maximum date, so that we can create the column date, and where we have the minimum and maximum years. Let's talk about years. Format is this, month format is this, and just changes the format and give the column name, and now we have successfully did it. Here we have a queue and truncate, and after that then use this. Means obviously if you take a month name, so divide into three. One is forget about, because 1 month is zero, so obviously leave it. One is by default one, so that isn't be divided plus. If you divide the three, so we have 12 months divided by three is equal to one. So we controlling the first month and 2 months. That is in equal to this. So whatever, like suppose first one, one divided by three is point something, then add it, and one minus. So it is zero. This value is going to nothing. Then after, obviously it's zero. Then plus one added. So first month will be appear. Similar thing. On third automatically divided by the two. So it is work automatically. Month and year format. Weekdays, week number, weekdays, month number, and month name as well. So this kind of uh, um, you can create it the table, and now see the data. What the data is given? See this date, date. After that we have the month, sorry, year, month name, month which need the three digits, month number, days name, weekdays number, month and year, and quarter. So we have created that. Then let's talk about the age group. So for age group, what we need to do, we can create the Excel like this and copy. I will keep it that. So obviously, we have minimum and maximum range. Then you can go to the home and then create an enter data and then select here and paste it. And that's it. Give the name as whatever name you're looking for and click the load. So let's use that as a table and load it up so that you can see the value here. Same you can create the age table, date we have created, department and equation. Three table you can create that manually so that we can manage everything. Okay, let me let's cancel the expand. Just allow me a second. Okay, now we have created the table here. Say this table is coming and say the age group and age ID. Now let me show you all. So department, then education ID. Obviously, degree we have fixed. This kind of degree can be possible master degree, bachelor degree, certificate one, certificate two, and diploma. Minimum in organization minimum bachelor degree is required. Without bachelor, you can't enter in good organizations. I'm not saying 100%, but yes, it is. Let's talk about the modeling. So modeling, we have a build. You have to build the relationship with employee table by using relationship and uh, depend on the type of requirements. So maybe if you want to select this filters, this table to filter, then select one to many. Usually one to many will be applicable for this. Sometimes many to one, no, one to many. So it's depend on your requirement based. If you change, you can change later on too. But mine is working fine, except this one. Because blank is not possible. So maybe relationship is not supported as blank. So, but since we have a data this kind of that the few employees blank that the reason it displaying. Okay, let's talk about the first talk about the average one. How to create the average one? So the for average prospect, go to the click on average. Simple. Average age we have calculate average employee age and user relationship table hire date and date. What I did, I told the system that use averages. There is a column in the table. By relationship this. Okay, so behalf of this a calculation made by this. Let's talk about the current. I can show you all measures, then I will build it. Then I will go for the visualization part. So one by one we are going to do that. Let's current employee. So obviously calculate count X, how many count X filter and employee hire date. If less than equal to maximum date, then and the second condition that is employee term date shouldn't be blank or employee term date. It was maybe employee term date would be blank is blank and then or employee term date is equal to greater than max date or employee ID. So means maybe the we have captured the all condition of the current employment. Let's talk about the employee change percentage. If not blank last period employee means this column is not blank, then calculate divided by head count and last period employee minus 1. so that we can convert it percentage and into 100. So means we are doing the formatting the here percentage, change it to percentage as well. Divide oops, definitely say this dividation is required. Let's talk about the turnover, employee turnover. So count rows, filter values, employee term date, minimum, and date. And employee term date is not equal to blank. Obviously, if date is blank, term not possible. Everyone have a starter in date, so that we need to count it. Let's talk about the head count. Head count means how many current number is going on. So calculate the count text, filter employee hire date, then less than equal to max date, and same concept we have which as previously I discussed with you, so that we can current and head count will the same logic. Let's talk about the count. Obviously, if you wanted to count, we need to value pass the value sum, so that user relationship we don't have a direct option. So what I need to do, we need to user relationship and employee hire date. So we have for this I have use the hires. This one is little bit tricky. Also, I took a much time to prepare that. Let's talk about the variable. So underscore mine date and max date all means minax means we take a minimum date, but I wanted to pull the information by row level. So for this, we have did all means do not if you have any filter, just remove it out. I don't want any filter, and then give the condition date, so that date to be provided, minimum date, particular this column minimum date to be provided. Let's talk about the expression part. If is filter date year month max, obviously. So if is filtered, if this date year month is filtered, then max date dated if and calculated the month. Then calculate the month and maximum value of the month. Dated if month 3 months. So here we did the 3 minus 3, so that we can pass 3 month in quarter one month, that month mean in a format to be month. Return, we have passed the variable minimum expression. Let's talk about calculate, count text, filter, employee and employee hire date less than equal to expression. Maybe uh, we have to think about odd prospect. So that the reason we have given the expression here, so that we take the expression first, and employee hire date is always less than equal to, maybe it's a less or maybe less or equal to minimum date, and is blank, employee term is blank, or employee term expression is this, and cross filter, definitely we need to cross it. Then cross filter is employee hire date, and this third condition is none. We do not have any condition, we just pass it out. So we at last employment, last period of employee, obviously your term is completed, so we need to calculate that. Take a means hire date and completed date, so this way we can do that. Let's talk about the percentage. So here we have the count rows, filters all employee gender is equal to female, divided by count rows employee percentage. So here I didn't mention that because we do not have a sufficient space. It means that we wanted to count only female employee percentage, and here we have the male employee percentage. Means count rows all employees without any filter and do it equal to 1. So percentage to be calculated by all employees. Means total employee divided by Male employees, and in last one we did female employees, count of female employees. So the percentage to be terminated. Let's take terminated employee. So number count of the employee where we come where the term has been not employee term date. We do not have a term date. Means obviously if you terminate someone, so employee calculate employee ID, user relationship, employee term and date. Not is blank date. Means obviously term date if someone has been terminated by the organization, so they have put the date in term date. So if not is not blank, so means the person was terminated and that count to be count against the email ID. So that we sorry employee ID. Employee ID so that we can let me explain. Like suppose if anyone terminated, so what happened? That employment got cancelled. So in that case, you need to you need to uh, put the termination date in system. If any way I can find out this date and count it out against the employee ID, so definitely with total number of employee to be displayed. So since employee ID is unique, so that they count the employee ID against the term date. Where you have all term date, employee ID to be counted. The maybe distinct count is much better for it. But count was working fine, so I didn't use that. Let's talk about turnover rate percentage. Obviously, divide termination, headcount, and blank. So means total percent divided by termination divided by headcount, and blank if anything means maybe do not have value, then blank it out. And turnover is last period year divided by headcount divided by two. Return employed or return is converted to be percentage in non-numeric values. Let's talk about the visualization part. So these we have created the measures and everything. Now moving to create the Power BI. So first we need to go to the visualization panel and change the background color. If you have any in kind of image, so you can just add it out here. Now we have successfully added that. Then we have to add the slicer and everything. I can show you how to add the one slicer. So for this first we need to add the insert shape. Let me add it out. Okay, added that. And next we have to add the slicer here. So add the slicer, adjust it, and the slicer is that always use the slicer if requirement based. So here we need to add the categories. So I can show you one slicer how to create that. Then you can use similar concept, just copy and paste, and you can do it. Let's talk. Let's add that. Next part is that next part is this. We have added the group now. Here we do not have a all option. If you wanted to select all options, how would you select that? So click on that. Now see this all option appear, and I wanted to show as a drop down. Okay, now done successfully. Let's talk about see this. The looks is totally different here. So let's pick up the color first, so that we do not have any different color. We have at least similar color here. Background color. Yes. Use this way, so that's best. Now let's talk about keep everything. Age group, go to the title, and age, and give a little bit of space. And see this nothing is appear. Now change it to white and it will display. Let's talk about the background color is perfect. Go to the item, convert to, and keep as it is blank. Font color to be blank so that it will display properly. And now come to the border part. Border part change to 10. And now paste here. Color, you can choose the color your requirement based. Color doesn't matter here. You can choose your color. We are just training that how do you get it done this kind of dashboard so that it will help you out. Let's talk about the next. So copy and paste normally and give how many filters you want. How to change that? Just pass the value, whatever value is. Like here come and give the department name. So yes, I remove it. Copy the name. Go to the title, change it, change that. So it's very different. So now this will be added. Then talk about the add here clear button. So for clear button, you have to go to the insert and blank button. And I don't want to change it the multiple uh, color here, so I wanted to keep blank. Clear all. Then clear perfect. And we need to create the mark here. So go to the bookmark pane, view bookmark pane appear, add. Then what you need to do, you have to go to the slicer header and then select filter 1 and 2 and now update that. If you wanted to rename, just click it rename. Next part is that we have created successfully. Now come here and go to the action, select bookmark and pass the value test name. Now we have successfully added the clear button and slicer too. Now I'm going to format it. So format, send it to back and let's go to the format, bring to front so that it should not be go to the backlink. Sometimes you click up here this one that one, so you can control that. Let's talk about bring to the front. Okay. Okay. Now see this color is looking something different color. So let's click on slicer and close the fill color so that it display in similar manner, whatever it is. Now now we have all same distance. After that, we add the all slicer here by one go. Want to synchronize? Yes, you can. You filter this one, that one to be filtered. So that's you can select synchronize, but I have selected this synchronize. Let's talk about see this. This is the little bit looking at yellow. So this is called shadow. Shadow is option in all visuals. See the shadow. So you can give the shadow here, yellow color, and inside, upside. So I select the inside, bottom right. So there will be display in similar manner. So I created that. Now we have done the slicer and this part. Let's talk about move to the button part. So for this you can just I will use the I can show you one how to create that. Let's click here. Okay, let me show you how to create that. So you can just hit on card, then we have adjustment here, and we need average age. So select that. Come correctly. Let's go to the formatting. 30. Next, data label. Don't give the data label. Category to be stock and title to be given. Title give AVG average age. Let's change to this color and background is this color too. Now let's give the border to be select this and radius to be 10. You can take a 9 also in an let's talk about shadow. Shadow I want to be show outside bottom right yellow. Inside. So now we have successfully done it. Now see this yellow is coming, everything is look like same. Maybe color is different a little bit, but this way you can prepare the all cards. Now I'm deleting that. Let's add the visual here. So the first visual head count part. That okay. This cluster column. I added a cluster column here and cluster and let's add the cluster here. At least I can show you that how to add that. Now we need to create the head count by education. So for this, obviously we have to give the pass the degree here, education fields. So we have already created the table. Remember we have created the table here. Say this. Select the education and head count. So head count we have already taken that by formula. And this is the maximum date we have used that. Let's talk about the head count range. Count range. Some just copy paste so that it won't be take your much time. Let's paste it out. That's what I'm sure that how to prepare this way your slide, your chart. So let me add the chart here, just a little bit. Let's talk about the education. So we have select education. This is the category, and we have employee headcount value. And now let's format it. So the formatting prospect, start using the data color. So data color, I want to change default color is this. Now let's talk change the background data label to be display. Data label to be display. Let's talk about the background color. Background color is this. And once select the background color, it won't display the data color. So let's change it to the data label to be changed to white so that it will display properly. Was perfect. Let's come to the axis, x-axis and y-axis. Color change to the white and title change it to the white. But I would say close it. Let's come to the x-axis. So display like this. Title to be closed. I don't want to title to be reduced. That little bit explain the size of the chart. Now next turn is, let me data level, font color. So come to the title. So title we have to change the white color. Background color it has already, so don't worry about it. Let's talk about this. Okay, now come to the border. Border part change to the 10 radius. Color doesn't matter. We color by black and everything is same. Most important part is shadow. Shadow is going to change the picture. So I enable the shadow. Select yellow color and not inside bottom right. And now see this. This way it will look like. So you can prepare this way for all chart and adjust it out. Adjustment, I can tell you that how to adjust that two cards together. Like suppose if I sitting here, so you can go to the top, then select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a right. And for here, you can adjust by general option. Say this here. General we have position where position want to shift. See this. If I select 59, what happens? See this. Let's talk about the y position. 25. See this. Sweep up and down. Width I wanted to control to the 400. Now height to be 45. Now you can change 60. You can adjust it as per your requirement your series. I did it. Similar manner. Next visual you added that. Let me add the all other visuals too. Line chart and this. Alignment is very important. Like suppose if you see here, we have a similar space everywhere, and that is very important while preparing the dashboard. So what you need to do, I can tell you that how to do that. First, go to the left, up and down everywhere. You can count it out. One, two, three, four, five. Everywhere you can give the five. Let's talk over here. So press the right key. One, two, three, four, five. So this is there, and you can match 100%. Go to this general and width we have a 75. Let's change to the 65. No, 65, no, 60 is perfect since last. It won't be displayed. Now 60. So 5 here. Everywhere we have 5 distance. And now you can adjust it very easily. This one I use the line chart. See this line chart, and this one I use the called cluster bar chart, horizontal cluster bar chart. So this way you can prepare the chart and see this how it looks like. I also have created a few other samples. I don't know which one is good for you. Just change the background color is white. Also it looking good compared to that. And here we have the different color background. Let's add the different background here. So if you want to prepare this kind of dashboard, so you can just start, try to build, and if you're getting any problem, any question, please share the comment and below of the video, and request you to don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you in next video.